The Voice of the Mountain by Mamang Dai. From where I sit on the high platform, I can see the ferry lights crisscrossing the big river. So, The Voice of the Mountain by Mamang Dai talks about mountain in the first stanza. The mountain, being at a higher platform, visualizes everything like God. The mountain says that we can see the ferry lights that cross the big river below. As it is at a distance, the movement of the ferry appears as the crisscrossing light works on the river. The poet uses synecdoche in the ferry lights representing the whole ferry, and the variety used here is part for the whole. Second stanza. I know the towns, the estuary mouth, there beyond the last bank where the color drains from heaven, I can outline the chapters of the world. So, analysis of the second stanza. The mountain says she knows about the towns and estuary of the rivers. Moreover, the mountain points at the sea and says she can see the colors of the sky getting reflected on the sea water. Here, she metaphorically outlines the chapters of the world and relates it with sea and river. This metaphor refers to the past episodes that the sea observed, as it is also ancient like the mountain. So here it says that sea is also ancient like the mountain. Collectively, they have watched many things that happened in the past, good and bad. Third stanza. The other day, a young man arrived from the village. Because he could not speak, he bought a gift of fish from the land of rivers. It seems such acts are repeated. We live in territories forever, ancient and new, and as we speak in changing languages. Analysis. In the poem, Mamang Dai talks about a young man who brings a fish as an offering to the spirit of the mountain as he couldn't speak. The person thought if the mountain took pity on him, he would grant his voice back. It is a metaphor for the silence community, silenced by external influences. It also refers to the oracles made by the mountains. Moreover, he says, as the territories are forever ancient as well as new, there is always a shift. Its territory is also adjacent to other nations, hence, an exchange of languages, a sense of assimilation can be found. Fourth stanza. I also lift my spear leaning by the tree and try to make a sign. I also lift my spear leaning by the tree and try to make a sign. In this stanza, The Voice of the Mountain by Mamang Dai, the second speaker remarks, like the person who believed in godlike qualities of the mountain, the speaker also makes a sign of reverence when the mountain comes in sight. It seems that second speaker is poet herself. Through this section, she participates in the dramatic monologue of the mountain. She rises as the only connecting link between the organic community and the fast modernizing world, making sign as an interpreter. So the fifth stanza. I am an old man sipping the breeze that is forever young. In my life, I have lived many lives. My voice is sea waves and mountain peaks. In the transfer of symbols, I am the chance syllable that orders the world, instructed with history and miracles. Analysis. In this stanza, the poet again comes to the soliloquy of the mountain and becomes a storyteller. Like the mountain, the symbolism of a poet is like an old man who is sipping the forever young breeze to keep her soul fresh. The poet uses breeze as a symbol of youthfulness and vigor. Moreover, the mountain says it is a macrocosm of universe. Within her voice, one can hear the sea waves and the wind circling the mountain peak. Whereas the language of humans changes gradually, the voice of the mountain doesn't change, it's eternal. According to the poet, it is like the chance syllable that orders the world. It is the voice of the Creator. In the mountain's ancient language, one can find the history and miracles of mankind. Through this reference, the poet associates the concept of the universal language. Sixth stanza. I am the desert and the rain, the wild bird that sits in the west, the past that recreates itself, and particles of life that clutch and cling for thousands of years. I know these things as rocks know, burning in sun's embrace, about clouds and sudden rain. As I know, a cloud is a cloud is a cloud. A cloud is this uncertain pulse that sits over my heart. Thereafter, in the sixth stanza of The Voice of the Mountain by Mamang Dai, the mountain asserts his universality. He says he has the dryness of the desert and the moisture of the monsoon. The mountain even finds its manifestation in a bird that lives in the west. Several episodes of the past reiterate their importance to the voice of the mountain. Each particle of life that clutched and clung for thousands of years was nothing but the echo of the mountainous spirit. Thereafter, the mountain, like an old man who recollects his thoughts while speaking, says, I know twice to emphasize his wisdom and experience. There is a gift from Mamang Dai to the readers in his simile, as rocks know, burning in the sun's embrace, about clouds and sudden rain. As for the rocks, mountain knows every little thing that occurs in the world. In these lines, there is a marvelous use of the pun. The mountain says he knows a cloud is a cloud. Here, the cloud symbolizes uncertainty and pessimism, but something that passes. The poet associates both the ideas in this repetition. However, in the last two lines of the stanza, the mountain refers to the clouds that embrace its heart. Here, the clouds symbolize grievous thoughts. Stanza number 7. In the end, the universe yields nothing except a dream of permanence. Peace is a falsity. A moment of rest comes after long combat. Analysis. In the seventh stanza of The Voice of the Mountain, Mamang Dai refers to the hopelessness at the end of the universe or existentialism. What remains is a dream of permanence. This dream is what keeps every living embodiment moving with the spirit of the world. Thereafter, the poet uses a paradoxical affirmation that peace is falsity or daydream. Only a moment of rest comes after long combat, whereas the war of life continues. There are only pauses in the sentence of the universe. To live in peace is to live in an illusion. 8th stanza. From the east, the warrior returns with the blood of peonies. I am the child who died at the edge of the world, the distance between end and hope, the star diagram that fell from the sky, the summer that makes men weep. I am the woman lost in translation who survives with happiness to carry on. Analysis. In the 8th stanza, The Voice of the Mountain by Mamang Dai, the first two lines are connected using enjambment with the idea of the last stanza. Here, the poet refers to the warrior who returns with the blood of the peonies. Such a contrasting image refers to the coexistence of struggle and beauty. Thereafter, the mountain says that his childlike spirit died at that edge of the world, where he stands firmly. Moreover, the poet creates another contrast in the following lines. Here she refers to the starlit sky and the scorching summer. Moreover, the mountain says he was once a woman but lost in the translation of time. However, he still survives in eternal happiness. The final stanza. I am the breath that opens the mouth of the canyon, the sunlight on the tips of trees. There, where the narrow gorge hastens the wind, I am the place where memory escapes the myth of time. I am the sleep in the mind of the mountain. Analysis. In the last stanza, the mountain refers to its magnanimity. He creates a passage for the canyon to breathe. Moreover, he is like the sunlight on the tip of trees. Thereafter, he refers to the narrow gorge where the wind is always in haste. He is also there. Apart from that, the mountain is a place where memory escapes from one's mind. Here, the myth of time doesn't work. One loses the track of time as if it halts near the mountain in awe. At last, the poetic persona says she is the sleep that exists in the mind of the mountain. In this way, the poet presents her similarity with the spirit of the mountain. Themes in the poem include ethnic identity and culture, silence of a community, expression and reorder of the cultural memory of many silent communities, ultimate harmony of multiple voices, and her countless past, present, and future.